Hi everyone, my name's Leanne. Welcome back if you've been here before, and welcome if it's your first time practicing with me. I'm super happy that you're here. I've got a great 50-minute Vinyasa flow ready for you, and it's completely open for all levels. Go ahead and grab your mat, find a nice clear space, grab any blocks, bolsters, or blankets, whatever will help you make this practice more accessible. And I hope you enjoy. So for this class, we are going to start standing at the top of our mat. So take your feet hip width apart, ground down through the soles of the feet, squish the toes into the floor, and take a little generous bend into the knees. And allow your eyes to come to close. And then from the feet, start to pull up through the legs. Start to lengthen up through the spine. Draw up through the crown of the head. Create this nice long line of energy. Let the arms rest alongside the body and give the shoulders a little roll back and down the spine. Palms facing forward. And then just start to breathe in and out here. In through the nose, out through the nose. Deep breath in. Full breath out. Start to allow the hands to match your movement. As you inhale, float the hands up to heart level. And as you exhale, flip the palms down. Press the breath out. Inhale, hands float up. Exhale, press the palms down. Empty the breath. Two more. Deep breath in. Exhale. Inhale. And exhale. Take the hands back alongside the body. That little bend into the knees. And then just start to move your body a little bit side to side. Just let the arms sway. Try not to think about the movement too much. And then just allow the hands to gently hit into the thighs, the hips, into the lower back and the side waist. And just start to wake up the energy in the body. Just finding some gentle movement. Maybe starting to match the movement with the breath. Good, two more breaths here. Maybe make your circles a little bit bigger. And then just start to slow it down. Rock yourself back to center. And then you're going to bend a little bit deeper into the knees and just slowly curl your body all the way down into a rag doll. And then as you arrive, just take a hold of opposing elbows, drop the head, give it a little bit of a shake. Wiggle out the jaw. And then start to move your body side to side. Start to get up and out of the side waist into the hip a bit. And just let your body sway with the breath. And then begin to rock yourself back to center. Release all 10 fingertips to the floor. Good. On your next inhale, take a halfway lift. Draw forward through the heart. Pull the shoulders back and start to lift your gaze. And as you exhale, take a fold over the legs. Uttanasana. Drop the head. Chin into the chest, just slightly. And then 2 more of those. Take an inhale, ripple forward through the heart, halfway lift, flat back. Exhale, find your forward fold. Last one, inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold forward. Taking your left fingertips directly under your gaze, take an inhale through a halfway lift. Bend into your left knee. Draw up and back through the right hip, and then peel your right arm up towards the sky. Try and stack the shoulders. Try and find some space through the chest. Spread out through the right fingertips, and take a deep breath in. Exhale, lower your right fingertips down to the floor. Good. Lengthen your left leg, bend into the right. Draw up and back through the left hip. And inhale, peel your left arm up towards the sky. Good. Gaze to the fingertips. Take a deep breath in. Exhale, lower your left hand to the floor. Lengthening both legs. Take an inhale, halfway lift. And exhale, fold forward. Bending into both knees. We're going to unfurl the spine all the way up to stand. Now take your time. 1 vertebra at a time. All right, as you come up, start to roll the shoulders up and back. Do this a couple times. Good. Start to reach the arms up towards the sky and take the palms together. As you exhale, lower your hands to your heart center. Good. Keep pulling up through the crown of the head, and then I want you to tip forward onto the balls of the feet. Start to lift the heels. So keep that little bend into the knees. Take a full breath in. And now as we exhale, we're going to start to bend into the knees. Slowly start to lower the sit bones like you're coming into a bit of a chair pose. Heels lifted. Good. Take a deep breath in. Exhale. We're going to keep lowering the sit bones nice and slowly until they come all the way down towards the heels. Good. As you arrive, you can take the hands up to the heart center, take a full breath in, draw up through the crown of the head. And as you exhale, take the fingertips down towards the floor. You're going to keep on the balls of the feet. You might need to step back a little bit and just lower your knees to the floor. Toe stretch. Slide the hands up the thighs. Good. A couple rolls of the shoulders again. Maybe move into the wrist. Shake out the hands. Take 1 deep breath in. And exhale. Now keep the toes tucked, lift up the hips and take them to stack directly over the knees. We're going to come into a really gentle camel pose. So taking the hands to the lower back, fingertips pointing down, pull the shoulders back, squeeze the elbows towards one another. Take an inhale, draw up through the heart. And as you exhale, start to send the hips forward just slightly. As you continue to lengthen up through the chest, continue to breathe. Good. Last breath in. And as you exhale, start to lower the hips all the way back to the heels. Good. Take the hands to the floor. You're going to rock yourself back up onto the balls of the feet. You're going to lift the hands up, reach them forward. And then you're going to ever so slowly start to separate the knees and see if you can lower the sit bones gently towards the earth. Good. As you arrive, float the feet up in Navasana, boat pose, spread the toes. You can have a nice bend into the knees. You can support behind the thighs. You can start to lengthen the legs. Just lift the heart though. Try to avoid rounding through the spine. Nice, tall spine, shoulders down. Take a full breath in. Now we're going to lengthen out our boat. So as you exhale, you're going to start to lengthen the legs, lower the heels, lower your shoulders to hover. You're going to stay here for 2 breaths. So magnetize your belly button down towards the spine. Take another breath in. And as you exhale, lower everything to the floor, reach the arms overhead. Take a nice big stretch. And then begin to gather your right knee in towards the chest and just wrap the hands around the shin. Give it a little squeeze into the body. Good. And then you'll exchange your right leg to go long and hug your left knee into the chest. And then you'll begin to gather your right knee to meet the left. Take both hands behind the thighs and curl your forehead up towards the knees. Find yourself in a nice tight little ball here. Pull the shoulder blades kind of away from one another, so find some space through the back body. And then start to rock yourself a little bit forward and back. You can make this as big or as small movements as you would like. And after just a few times, we are going to rock ourselves all the way back up onto the sit bones. You're going to lengthen the legs forward in front of you. Flex the toes and inhale, reach the arms up. As you exhale, you're going to start to fold yourself forward over the legs. Again, we're trying to avoid rounding the spine, so we're trying to lift the heart, open the chest, and just letting the hands then land wherever is most accessible. It's a great place also to invite a strap into your practice, placing it around the feet, or anything that resembles a strap at home. Every breath is going to invite little bits of length up and out of the lower back. And every exhale, you're maybe diving in just a little bit deeper. On your next inhale, you're going to lift your shoulders to then stack upon the hips. You'll bend into the knees, cross the ankles, and take the hands in front of you. Find your first downward facing dog, float the hips high. Take just a couple breaths here to find your shape, to bend into the knees and wiggle out the hips a little bit. To lengthen all sides of the neck and widen the shoulders away from the neck. Get a nice foundation through the hands. And then once you've found your shape, take a deep breath in and a full breath out. Now, as you inhale, you're going to wave yourself forward into a high plank. You're going to release the knees down towards the floor. And as you exhale, you're going to hug the elbows into the side waist and lower halfway to the mat. Hold here. Pressing the floor away, take an inhale, lengthen the arms. Exhale, lower halfway. Untuck your toes and inhale, roll up through a cobra. And as you exhale, tuck the toes under, find your downward facing dog, full breath out. Take an inhale, reach up and back through the sit bones, and then start to walk the fingers all the way back towards your toes. As you arrive, take an inhale, halfway lift, and on the exhale, fold forward. Inhale, rise all the way to stand, circle the arms up towards the sky. Exhale, let the hands land at the heart. Inhale, arms circle up. Exhale, hands to the heart. Ground into the right foot and inhale, float your left knee up into the chest. Flex your left foot and cross the ankle over your right knee. Drop your left knee open, bend into your right knee and start to sink the sit bones down and draw them back. Good, standing pigeon. Keep drawing up through the belly, through the chest. You have the option of staying here, or if it's accessible, floating the hands down towards the floor and taking a little fold here. 2 deep breaths. And bending back into the right knee if you were folded forward and bringing yourself back up. Hands to your heart. Take an inhale, lift your left knee back to the chest. And then start to lengthen your left leg forward, pressing out through the sole of the foot. Spread the toes and lift them to the sky. And exhale, ever so slowly lower your left foot down to meet the right. Take an inhale, circle the arms above head. Exhale, hands melt down through the heart, fold yourself forward. Take a halfway lift as you inhale. And exhale, fold. Walking yourself all the way out into a high plank. This time you have the option of keeping the knees lifted or lowering down as you lower halfway towards the floor and hold. Inhale, high plank. Exhale, lower halfway. Release the knees, untuck your toes, and inhale, wave up through your cobra. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, reach your right leg to the sky, spread the toes. Bending into the right knee, hug the heel to the left sit bone and start to stack the hips. On your next exhale, draw your right knee forward into the chest and lightly step your right foot between the thumbs. Good, Skandasana. Pivot your toes to point to the left. Bend into your right knee, sink the sit bones down. Left leg's long, lift your left toes. Hands can be onto the floor, they can be at the heart. You can even wrap your right arm around the right leg. Left hand wraps back behind you and finds the right. Finding a little bind. Good, wherever you are, take 2 deep breaths in and out. And begin to release the hands back down to the floor. You're going to shift your weight over into the left foot as you lengthen the right leg. Warrior 2, bend into your left knee, parallel your right foot to the back of the mat, and inhale, circle the arms up. Take a moment to relax the shoulders and energize out through the fingertips. Take a deep breath in. As you exhale, reverse your warrior. Right arm drops back, left arm reaches up and back. Hands are going to come down to frame your left foot. Pivot to face the back of your mat. Good. Step your left foot back, high plank. Exhale, lower halfway to the earth. Again, knees can be lifted or lowered. Inhale, high plank. Exhale, lower halfway. Inhale through cobra. Exhale, downward facing dog. Take a deep breath in and a full breath out. Start to walk the hands all the way back towards your toes. And as soon as you arrive, take an inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, folds you forward. And take a deep breath in, rise all the way to stand, circle the arms above head. And exhale, let them melt to your heart center. Start to root down into your left foot and inhale, reach your right knee up. Flex your right foot and then cross your right ankle over the left knee. Drop your right knee open and then start to take a seat down. You have the option of staying right here, or you can take the hands all the way down towards the floor and take it into a little fold. Remember to relax the shoulders, the neck, shake out the head, the jaw, and enjoy a couple deep breaths here. Getting deep into the hips. Now, if you're folded forward, start to come back up onto the fingertips, bend into your left knee, and come all the way back up, hands meet at the heart. Begin to lengthen your left leg and float your right knee back up. And then start to lengthen your right leg forward in front of you, lift the toes towards the sky, press out through the sole of the foot. And slowly lower your right foot to the earth. Take an inhale, circle the arms towards the sky. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, halfway lift. And walk yourself all the way out into a plank. Knees can be lifted or lowered down. As you exhale, hug the elbows in, lower halfway and hold. Take an inhale, high plank. Exhale, lower halfway. Release the knees, untuck the toes, and inhale, cobra. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, float your left leg to the sky, spread the toes. Start to bend into your left knee and start to stack the hip. Take a deep breath in. And as you exhale, slowly hug your left knee in towards the chest. And then step your left foot between the thumbs. Skandasana on the left side, pivot the toes to point towards the right. Bend into your left knee, sink the hips down. Root through the right heel and float the toes. Hands can be into the floor, they can be at the heart. Or you can come into that bind by wrapping your left arm around the left leg, right arm back behind you. Good, opening the chest wherever you've chosen to be. And breathing into the shape. Now, as you release the hands down towards the floor, you're going to shift yourself over into the right foot, toes pointing forward. Bend into your right knee and position your left foot into a warrior two stance. And then as you inhale, bring yourself all the way up. Arms to the length of the mat. Fingers are energized, arms are energized, shoulders are relaxed. Take a deep breath in. As you exhale, reverse your warrior. Left arm back, right arm reaches up and towards the wall behind you. On your next exhale, both hands come down to frame your left foot or your right foot. Step your right foot back, high plank. Exhale, lowering halfway and hold. Inhale, high plank. Exhale, lowering halfway. Releasing the knees, untucking the toes, and inhale, cobra. Exhale, downward facing dog. Deep breath out. One more deep breath in. Exhale through the mouth. Inhale, reach your right leg up nice and high, spread the toes. Exhale, right knee in towards the chest, round the spine. Lightly step your right foot forward between the thumbs. Go ahead, shift your weight into the right foot and inhale, float your left toes up from the mat. Option to keep the hands down into the floor. They can come to the heart center, or they can interlace back behind you. Good, sending the knuckles away, lengthening the arms. Version of warrior 3. Keep that little micro bend in the right knee, that bit of buoyancy. And then from here, wherever your hands are positioned, start to slowly dive the heart down towards the right toes. So just folding forward a little bit. 2 breaths, in and out. And then everyone releasing the hands down towards the floor. Taking a halfway lift as you inhale. And exhaling into your standing splits, needle. Drop the head, float your left toes to the sky. Good, start to bend into your right knee and lower your left toes to the back of the mat. Take your left hand beneath your left shoulder and inhale, circle your right arm towards the sky. Start to stack the shoulders. Draw the right hip back and keep a bit of buoyancy through the hips. Take a full breath in and a big breath out. Now start to feel the feet magnetized to the earth. Start to hug your inner thighs towards one another, and then start to lift yourself all the way up. Right arm reaching back, left arm reaching forward. Press back through the left heel, sink into the front knee, take a deep breath in. And as you exhale, lower your right hand to your left leg and reach your left arm up to the sky. Amazing. Take both hands down to frame your right foot. Lower your left knee towards the mat. Start to lengthen your right leg, nice and long. And then sink back into the right knee. Take an inhale, reach the arms up, low lunge. Take your right hand around your left wrist. And then just start to pull yourself over to the right a little bit. You should get a nice stretch up through the left waist, into the hip flexor. And on your next breath in, come all the way back up to center. Open your arms out into a T, palms facing forward. Start to lengthen your right leg. Then start to dive the heart forward. You have the option of keeping the right sole foot into the floor. So you can lift the toes, pulling them back towards you, rooting through the heel. Another breath in, arms floating. And as you exhale, take the hands down to frame your right leg. Lower the sit bones right back to your left heel. Left toes are tucked. Take an inhale, stretch the heart forward. And exhale, fold forward. Take another deep breath in. And as you exhale, start to plant your right foot. Start to bend into the right knee, walk the hands forward. Lift your left knee from the earth and step your right foot back, high plank. Here we go. Exhale, lower halfway to the floor. Hold here. Inhale, high plank. Exhale, lower halfway. Release the knees, untuck the toes. Inhale, cobra. Exhale, downward facing dog. Take an inhale, reach your left leg towards the sky. And as you exhale, start to draw the left knee forward into the chest. Lightly step your left foot between the thumbs. Shifting your weight forward into the left foot, take an inhale, right toes hover. Good, warrior three. Hands can stay to the floor, they can come to the heart. Or again, they can interlace back behind you. Sending the knuckles back, stretching back through the arms. Little bend in that left knee. Keep energizing out through the right leg. Another breath in. And now whatever arm position you've chosen, start to now slowly dive the heart forward. Start to reach the right leg up a little bit higher. 2 breaths. Everyone lowering the hands down towards the top of the mat. Take an inhale, halfway lift. And as you exhale, folding forward into your standing splits, right leg reaches up to the sky. Then begin to bend into your left knee and slowly lower your right toes to the back of the mat. Take your right hand beneath your right shoulder and circle your left arm all the way up towards the sky as you twist to the left. Left hip's hugging back, right hip forward. Take a deep breath in and a deep breath out. Now feel the feet grounding down into the floor. Inner thighs energizing towards one another. And on your next inhale, start to float yourself all the way back up. Shoulders stack over hips, twisting to the left, reaching out through the arms. Start to lower your left fingertips to your right leg. Reach your right arm up towards the sky. And then take both hands down to frame your left foot. Begin to lower your right knee to the earth. And coming up. And then starting to lengthen your left leg. Just draw the sit bones back. Bend back into your left knee and inhale, low lunge. Now take your left hand around your right wrist this time. And you're going to start to pull yourself over towards the left. It's one of my favorite stretches. Take a deep breath in. And as you come back to center, open the arms out into a T, palms facing forward. Start to lengthen the left leg. Start to dive the heart forward. Sit bones drawing back. Option to keep the left foot grounded or float the toes, flexing them up, back towards yourself. Another breath in. Exhale, hands to the earth. Right toes tucked. Drop the sit bones back to the right heel. Take an inhale, stretch your heart towards your left toes. Keep the nice flat back. Start to fold forward. Now begin to bend back into your left knee as you plant the foot, walking the hands forward. Lift your right knee and step your left foot back. Take a deep breath in. Exhale, lower halfway and hold. Inhale, high plank. Exhale, lower halfway. Release the knees, untuck the toes and inhale, cobra. Exhale, take a nice child's pose. Sit bones come all the way back. You can reach the arms forward, or you can sweep the hands back to gently cup the heels. Let your forehead find a rest on the mat. Now just take a few deep belly breaths here. Feel the breath expand through the back body. Every exhale, letting you release down into the floor. Now starting to draw the hands forward on the mat. Start to spread your fingers. And as you inhale, start to bring yourself back up through a tabletop, tucking the toes, and exhale, downward facing dog. Taking a deep breath in, reach your right leg to the sky. And as you exhale, coming into pigeon, you're going to draw your right knee forward. Let it land behind the right wrist, ankle anywhere behind the left. Lengthen back through the left leg. Come up onto the fingertips. Take an inhale, draw up through the crown of the head. And then whenever you're ready, you can slowly start to lower yourself towards the earth. You can rest your forehead on a block or a pillow. You also have the option of coming into a twist here. So you can ground the right hand a little bit farther away from you. You can thread your left arm beneath the right. And start to take your right or your left shoulder, left ear towards the floor. Your right hand can wrap back behind you. Try to re-soften the face from your head to your toes. Acknowledge where you are holding tension and try to let it go. If you are in a twist, starting to bring yourself back to center. Everyone coming up onto the hands and slowly lowering yourself over onto the right hip. You're going to swing your left leg forward, taking your right sole foot to the left inner thigh, and start to rotate the chest towards your right knee and reach your left arm towards the sky. Now maintaining length through both side waists, start to drop and reach your left fingertips towards your left toes. And then drop your left hand or arm, even an elbow to the leg, anywhere that's accessible. Continue to rotate and open the chest, right shoulder's drawing back. Maybe that right arm reaches overhead towards the left toes. Your right hand can also come back to just support the head for a little bit more of a gentle or alternative. You're welcome to just close the eyes here. Take another breath in. And a nice, beautiful breath out. Use the inhale to bring you back up out of the shape. Right hand comes behind you. Take an inhale, lift the hips, open the belly and the chest up towards the sky, reach the left arm back. Take your left hand into a fist. Just start to work the hand in some circles. And then lower the sit bones all the way back down to the mat. Crossing the ankles, take the hands forward in front of you. Either move through a vinyasa or just meet back in a downward facing dog. When you're ready, take a deep breath in, reach your left leg to the sky. As you exhale, draw your left knee forward. Let it land anywhere behind your left wrist, ankle behind the right. Lengthen back through the right leg. Take a moment to come up onto the fingertips. And take an inhale, lift the chest. Lift the gaze. And only if you're ready, you can start to fold yourself forward. Finding any sense of support with blocks, bolsters, or blankets. And you have the option of again coming into that twist. So taking your left hand forward in front of you and just making space to thread the right arm through, right palm open to the sky, and then dropping your right shoulder and right ear to the earth. Left hand might swing back behind you, maybe letting it take a hold of the foot. Take another deep breath in. And then let the exhale help bring you out of the pose as you come back to center. Come back up onto the hands. Lower yourself onto your left hip this time. Swing your right leg forward. Start to open the chest towards your left knee. Reach your right arm towards the sky. And then start to reach your right fingertips towards your right toes. Maintaining the length through the side waist, drop the right hand or arm anywhere that's accessible. And then reach your left arm up and overhead, either letting it float or taking the hand back to support the head. As you inhale, come all the way back up. Take your left hand back behind you. And as you inhale, spiral the hips, the belly, the chest up towards the sky. Reach your right arm back. Take a fist with your right hand and just start to work it in some circles. And lower the hips all the way down towards the floor. Take your hips to center, both feet planted into the mat. Reach both arms forward. You're welcome to support behind the thighs as you use your core to slowly lower down onto the back. And just move slower than you think you can. Take your time. Embrace every little shake, every little wiggle. And then one vertebra at a time, your spine will come all the way to the earth. Reach your arms up overhead, lengthen the legs, and take a nice big stretch here. And then invite a bend into the knees as you slide the heels in towards your sit bones. Lengthen the arms down alongside the body. Palms pressing down into the floor. Start to ground down into the feet. Let the legs stay attracted to one another. They don't have to be fully closed. And start to slowly float the hips. Coming into bridge pose. Now you're welcome to tuck the shoulders under just slightly and interlace the hands beneath you. Good, grounding down through the feet, legs energized together. Lift the hips. Take 3 breaths. And then begin to release the hands, one vertebra at a time, lowering yourself all the way back down to the floor. Lengthening your left leg forward, drawing your right knee into the chest. Give it a little squeeze, tight into the body. And then take your left hand around your right knee. As you move into a twist, reach your right arm open to a T and start to draw the leg over to the left side. Allow your right shoulder to continue to settle as close as it can towards the floor. You can drop your gaze over towards the right. As you inhale, come back to center. Right knee into the chest, give it one last squeeze. And then let your right leg fall back down to the floor. Take it nice and long. Left knee will exchange into the chest, hands around the shin. Give it a little hug into the body. Then let your left arm drop open to a T, palm to the sky. Right hand will help guide your left knee all the way over towards the right side. Gaze can look directly up to the sky or it can fall to the left. And as you inhale, start to move back to center. One last squeeze of your left knee in towards yourself. And then allow your left leg to lengthen out. Take the heels to each corner of the mat. Arms out nice and wide. Give your legs a little bit of a shake in and out. Squeeze some fists with the hands. And then just let everything go. Let your whole being relax down into the floor. Continue to breathe in and out at a nice natural rhythm that takes no effort. And begin to relax down your forehead, around both eyes. Find an ease down through the cheekbones, right into the corners of the mouth. And give your jaw a little wiggle side to side. Acknowledge the rise and fall, the belly and the chest upon every breath. This constant wave of motion pulsing through you. Stay here and find rest for as long as you're able to today. And enjoy. Thank you so much for practicing with me. I will see you next time. Have a beautiful day.